About the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Garrett High School, the home of the Garrett Railroaders. We are going to crown a sectional championship tonight, and it's a game between the Angola Hornets and the Garrett Railroaders. We are at Garrett. Garrett, of course, the host school of this tournament. However, for this game, Angola will be the home team on the scoreboard, and Garrett will be the visitors on the scoreboard. Could be a very fun matchup. Garrett comes in at 20-2 on the season. And as for the Hornets of Angola, they come in at 18-5 on the season. So both teams, great seasons as they put together so far, and could be a very interesting matchup. Garrett, they won the sectional championship a year ago. That was at Concordia, and their championship game was actually against Concordia. Garrett got the win in a close one. I believe the final score was 32-31 in that one. It was a close game, a good game all the way down to the wire. And Angola, they were ousted by Concordia in the sectional semifinal. They had gotten a bye in the first round, but then Concordia knocked them off in the sectional semifinal. Angola did get their revenge against Concordia in the first round, and then they knocked off Bishop Dwenger in the second round, and now here they are in the state championship, the sectional championship, not quite the state championship yet. Maybe they'll get there. We shall wait and see. But you got to get through tonight before you can even worry about the state championship, and of course you got to get through regionals and semi-state before you can get to the state championship. And regionals, of course, will take place next Saturday. More on that coming up later in the broadcast, as we will come back after this quick break. You're watching high school playoff basketball here on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
Welcome back. We are getting ready for the start of the sectional championship game here in the Class 3A Sectional 21 playoff tournament. Winner goes on to regionals. They claim the sectional title tonight. It will either be Garrett or Angola who wins the sectional title. Garrett trying to get their second straight sectional championship. Angola, obviously they've avoided the one-and-done fate. Last year, that's what they suffered when they lost to Concordia in the second round. Hornets had the bye in the first round, but Concordia upset them in the second round. Now, Nick Burlingame is in his first season as the head coach of the Hornets. However, the Hornets have had plenty of good seasons in recent years under Brandon Appleton, and they've continued that since Burlingame took over. He was the head boys basketball coach at Lakeland High School and then coached the JV and freshman boys teams at Lafayette Jefferson. A pretty good career for head coach Nick Burlingame. Bob Lapidote is the head coach at Garrett. I believe this is his 10th season as head coach, and it's been a pretty successful season, some winning seasons that they've put together since Lapidote took over. He was also an assistant coach at Garrett for 16 years before that. Both these teams have some impressive athletes. Hannah Knoll is the leading scorer coming into this game for Angola. She averages over 19 points a game. Now, Lauren Leach was the leading scorer last night. She put up 15 points, and Megan Nyson put up 10. So this Angola team certainly has plenty of athletes who can get it going on any given night. But Hannah Knoll has been the top scorer for this team. For the Garrett Railroaders, their leading scorer is Bailey Kellum, averaging 17 points a game. Taylor Gerke not far behind her. She averages 11.5 per game. And Morgan Ostrowski averages 10.7 points per game. And in the Railroaders' last game, Faith Owen had the big night. 6 threes she was able to knock down. She scored 22 points. Kellum had a big night in her own right. She scored 14. Before we go any further, we will go ahead and get in a word from our various sponsors that allow us to do these games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services such as brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in 5 minutes or stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com for more information. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. A system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com for more information. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been a Fort Wayne favorite since 1973. El Azteca Mexican recipes are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Visit elaztecarestaurant.com for more information. iCryo specializes in whole-body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, infrared sauna, and compression therapy services. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard by Blaze Pizza. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral needed, saving you time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. We'll go ahead and turn things over to our PA announcer here on SummitCitySports.com. So we have had the announcement of the starting lineups, and we are just about ready to get things underway between the Railroaders and the Hornets. Railroaders come in at 20-2, Hornets at 19-5 on the season. I beg your pardon, actually, I think the record is 18-5. But either way, we are just about ready to get things going here at Garrett High School. Morgan Ostrowski and Lauren Leach to tip it off at half court. And the tip is won by Ostrowski into the hands of Faith Owen. We're underway. Faith Owen, who had the 6 threes in the win over Woodland last night. Drive to the basket by Kellum, and she was fouled on the shot. Kellum's had back-to-back double-digit performances for the Railroaders. And she missed the first free throw, trying to get Garrett on the scoreboard. And yes, Angola's record is 18-5, not 19-5. Lost only 3 games all of last year. Came up just short of getting to this championship game. Hannah Knoll comes up with the missed free throw. They swing it across the court to Nyson, and it's off her hands and out of bounds. An early turnover by the Hornets. And the Railroaders take over. No score yet. Little full court pressure looks like, and now Angola will just back into the man-to-man. This is Faith Owen with the basketball. She gets around the high screen from Ostrowski. Kellum gets inside, finds Gerke. Gerke kicks it back out to Kellum. Kellum, the floater, no good, gets her own miss. Couldn't put it back home. Lauren Leach comes down with the rebound for the Hornets. And she'll hand that one off to Caswell. Caswell guarded by Faith Owen. Got Hannah Knoll out there on the wing, and she gets it to her. Hannah Knoll coming off back-to-back double-digit performances, but there's Lauren Leach from downtown. And Angola has the first bucket of the game. A 3-0 lead for Angola on Leach's triple. Here's Gerke, feeds it back outside to Kellum. Burlingame calling out to his players. That ball swatted away by Leach. Armstrong able to recover. Gerke has it knocked out of bounds by Nyson. Right in a good spot to make that play, and it's going to stay with Garrett. A 3-0 lead for the Hornets. The referee has to tie his shoe there. That's the reason for the delay. High inbound in the hands of Kellum. She feeds it inside off the hands of Ostrowski. Out of bounds. Garrett ball. Hannah Knoll, despite the hustle, was unable to come up with that loose ball. We've got 6.5 to play in this first quarter. Armstrong the inbound to Gerke. Kick out to Kellum. Drives inside. Left-hand shot. Got it. And Garrett gets on the board. Nice little soft touch from Bailey Kellum, averaging double figures on the season, averaging 17 points on the season. Good ball movement by the Hornets, and here's Peppel, a talented freshman. It seems to me she's got a bright future ahead of her. They get this one to the top of the key to Lauren Leach. Leach is a junior. She's one of those athletes who stands to return to next year's team. Knoll around the screen, fires a three, and it's good. Hannah Knoll with the triple. And she's up to 6 points for the game. As that ball is knocked away and into the hands of Megan Nyson. Nyson racing down the floor, puts it home. Megan Nyson takes advantage of the turnover. Angola's up 8-2. They scored the last 5 points in this game. Driving inside is Gerke, and she's going to be called for traveling. .5:15 to play. As right now Angola with the momentum. Nyson and Leach are there to set the screen. And now Leach left open for three, but she left it short. And Kellum has the rebound, and that's going to be a jump ball. I thought Kellum had the rebound. Possession arrow favors Angola. Lauren Leach will put it in play for the Hornets. She does get it in. That's to Peppel. Entry pass into Nyson. That's a two if it goes, and it does. Hannah Knoll knocks one down. She's up to 5 points in the game. Angola has scored the last 7 points. Armstrong around the screen. Garrett trying to win their second consecutive sectional championship, but they've got a bit of a hill to climb if they want to accomplish that feat. Here's Owen with the kick. Well, baseline drive, knocked away and out of bounds. Recovered, though, by Armstrong. It didn't go out of bounds. There's a catch and shoot by Gerke, and she nails a three. Taylor Gerke hits it from downtown. And it's a 10-5 lead for the Hornets. It was a much-needed basket for the Railroaders, as the Hornets had scored the last 7 points in the game. Nyson feeds that one inside to Knoll. Tough shot, no good. I think Nick Burlingame wanted a foul called there, but didn't get one. And here comes Armstrong back the other way. Armstrong kicks it back out to Gerke. Just hit the three on the last possession. Nice move. Ostrowski puts it in. And Garrett is within one possession in this game. Morgan Ostrowski gets her first bucket of the game, and here's Knoll backing it out. They've got Leach near the paint. She catches it with Ostrowski on her, and Leach's shot would not fall. Nice in the rebound. Put back too strong. Leach grabs the board, and she stepped out of... No, she was fouled. They call the foul on Bailey Kellum. Inbound to Nyson. Knoll off the fake, feeds it out to Peppel. Step back three, and it's blocked. Natalie Armstrong has her pass knocked away. That was Peppel, I think, who got the block there. And here's Leach across the timeline, was looking to get it inside, instead goes out to Caswell. Well, fake pass, Nyson has it knocked away, trying to chase it down, and she knocks it across the timeline. It's going to be Garrett ball. Armstrong gets it across the timeline, picked up by Knoll. Armstrong 1-on-2, and counted, and a foul. Or no, it's an offensive foul. The basket will not count. That goes as the second team foul against Garrett. Angola with just one so far, and we've got 2:23 and counting to play in this first quarter. Hannah Knoll across the timeline for the Hornets. She's got 5 points so far in the game. Work it over to Riley Pepple. She fakes the pass, now makes the pass to the top of the key. And Knoll's three would not fall. Bailey Kellum reaches up to grab the rebound. Kellum slows things down. They've got Ostrowski posting up inside. Gerke goes along the baseline. This is Owen, a little behind the back dribble. Back outside to Ostrowski. Owen has a good look from the corner. Got it! Faith Owen, who hit 6 threes last night, able to tie the game with that triple. And here's a three on the other end. That's Caswell, no good. And then a foul after the rebound. Ostrowski was the one who got the board. That three by Faith Owen was her first basket of the game. And after falling behind 10-2, Garrett has scored the last 8 points and tied the game. A foul there was called on Megan Nyson. That's her first, only the second team foul on Angola so far. Kellum around the screen from Ostrowski, leaning in, too strong. And Hannah Knoll has the rebound, brings it back across the timeline. Knoll gets around the screen from Caswell. Knoll off the fake, looking to use the baseline. She's guarded by Gerke. That's a bit of a size mismatch. Now Angola can hold for the final shot of the quarter. We're down to 52 seconds left, and you don't have a shot clock to worry about in Indiana high school basketball. So the Hornets can milk this down as much as they can. As much as they want, I should say. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. Leach finds Knoll. Knoll leaning in. It was blocked. Bailey Kellum. And now the Railroaders can hold for the final shot, but they play quick up the floor, and Ostrowski puts it in. And Garrett takes the lead. Their second lead of the game. They were up 2-0 before Angola went on that run. Morgan Ostrowski with 4 points. She's the leading scorer so far for the Railroaders. Here's Knoll with Leach setting the screen. Got to get it off, and they don't. Angola was not aware of the clock, and Garrett takes a 12-10 lead into the first quarter. We'll be right back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
About to start the second quarter. Garrett went on a 10-0 run after Angola took a 10-2 lead. They had gone on a 7-0 run. And I said earlier that Garrett had a 2-0 lead early on in this game. They actually had not had a lead until late in that first quarter. Morgan Ostrowski gave them the lead with her transition bucket as the quarter was coming to a close. And the Railroaders start with the basketball here in the second quarter. This is Faith Owen running the point. She had 6 threes in the game Friday night. She's got 1 already in the game, but she'll feed this one outside. That was to Armstrong. A little shot fake there by Gerke. And a good closeout. I think that was Pepple who closed out there. Pepple, a freshman. Loose ball taken away from behind. Kylie Caswell with the steal. She's picked up by Gerke defensively. Caswell on the drive. It's back outside to Hannah Knoll. Knoll using the screen from Pepple. Caswell on the drive, and she was fouled. Looked like it was before any kind of shot was taken. And indeed it was. They get Taylor Gerke for that foul. Knoll puts it in play to Leach. Tough catch by Knoll. That was Armstrong who was defending her. Leach has it blocked by Ostrowski. Leach, who had the big night against Bishop Dwenger last night. 15 points in that game. And Ostrowski was able to reject it from her. Leach has 3 points so far tonight. Ostrowski with a tough one here, and she got fouled. From the Garrett student section, they're shouting out, "You can't do that." Garrett student section's been pretty much in the same place they've been all season long. In fact, during the regular season, the section that they're in is the Garrett student section. That section's all theirs, and it's been all theirs all the way through the tournament. As Ostrowski is able to knock down the free throw. Garrett has scored the last 11 points. It'll stay that way as that ball goes off of Kellum and out of bounds, and the Hornets will take over. We've got 6:47 left to play here in the second quarter. And Hannah Knoll will bring it across the timeline for the Hornets. Pepple fakes the pass. Gets it over to Lauren Leach. And Leach will hand that one off to Knoll. Knoll drives, kicks it. Leach gets inside. Gets it back out to Knoll. Knoll, the step back three, off the mark. And Ostrowski comes down with the loose ball. Back come the Railroaders. They go outside to Ostrowski, work it around to Gerke. Coming up on 6 minutes to play. Ostrowski posting up down low against Nyson. She had the inside position. Little pass fake there by Kellum. Out to Gerke. Ostrowski leaning in, and she scores. And a timeout called by head coach Nick Burlingame. It's a full timeout. We'll take one right along with them here on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
15-10, Angola Garrett with the lead over Angola. This is, of course, Garrett's home court, but they're the visiting team on the scoreboard. The interesting thing about that is Garrett does have the better record between these two teams. They're 20-2, Angola 18-5, but they both had great seasons. Angola has yet to score this quarter. It was about midway through the first quarter, as I recall, when Angola last scored. They had a 10-2 lead, but Garrett has proceeded to go on a 13-0 run. Do the Hornets have an answer? Kylie Caswell will fire a three, no good. That's Bailey Kellum who comes down with the rebound. She pushes it across the timeline to Gerke. Oh, nice feed inside, and Ostrowski puts it home. Morgan Ostrowski with the bucket. And it's a 15-0 run by the Railroaders. Ostrowski has 9 points in the game. Leach gets away from trouble. Backs it out to the three-point line. Feeds that one to Nyson. Nyson on the drive. Loses the ball. That's Faith Owen who creates the turnover. And Owen will slow things down as her teammates are now back across the timeline. Kellum in the corner. She had Ostrowski at the free throw line. Tough shot, no good. Partially blocked. Lauren Leach looks like she got a hand on that. And Knoll will come back down the other way. Leach looking inside. Gets that one to Nyson. Nyson, the cross-court feed to Caswell. Caswell, the runner, high off the glass, no. And Gerke comes down with the board. Gerke feeds it over to Owen. And we're about halfway through this second quarter. A catch and shoot by Kellum, and she drains a three. And another timeout, this one called once again by head coach Nick Burlingame of the Angola Hornets. He's had to burn 2 timeouts here in the second quarter. Garrett has outscored Angola by a score of 8-0 in this second quarter, and they are on an 18-0 run. We'll be back after this quick break. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we've had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OVC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball, but call home, look no further than Empowered.
20-10, Garrett with the lead over Angola. We're in the second quarter with 4:13 to go. Garrett is on an 18-0 run. Angola has not scored in this second quarter. Can they get a run together to provide an answer to these Railroaders? Nick Burlingame has had to use 2 timeouts here in this second quarter. It does have 3 left, but you hate to use 2 timeouts so early in the game. 4:13 to play, and here's Riley Pepple to bring it across the timeline. Pepple has made some nice plays throughout the course of this tournament. She's a freshman. Stands to be here the next couple of years. They get it back outside to her. Pepple will fire a 3. Got it! The freshman snaps the scoreless streak for the Hornets. Full court pressure by the Hornets. Railroaders do get it to Kellum. And we have a whistle and a foul. It's a cheer from the Garrett student section as the foul is going to be called on Megan Nyson. Inbound to Gerke. She's got Ostrowski posting up on the left side of the paint. I think Burlingame trying to make sure his players do their job. Backing out is Kellum. Got Ostrowski posting up inside again, but Nyson, a good job fronting her there. The pass is tipped. Ostrowski prevents the turnover. Shot fake by Kellum. Gets inside the runner. Offensive foul. And it's going the other way. Angola with a chance to put a little run together. Up until that 3 ball by Pepple, they hadn't made a single shot here in the second quarter. But now after the stop and the foul, they've got a chance to get back-to-back buckets. 3:17 to go. This is Hannah Knoll across the timeline. She's kind of quiet most of this game, but there's Knoll getting to the basket. Quiet not for long. She's up to 7 points. And Angola has made it a 5-point game. Owen swings it across to Gerke. Gerke the drive to the basket, trying to leave it off for Ostrowski, and she turns it over. Nyson comes up with a loose ball. Angola on a run. They've scored the last 5 points. Tyra Stillman had a good look there. Now she'll fire a 3, and she got it. And we got a 2-point game. An 8-0 run by Angola. A game of runs here at Garrett High School. Owen swings that one across to Armstrong. 2.5 minutes to go. They get it back to Owen. Kellum drives the basket. Pull-up jumper from the baseline, no good. And Hannah Knoll will bring it back across the timeline. Slows it down in transition. Pepple feeds it back to Knoll. And Leach will back it out, looks to drive the basket, spins around. It'll fake there by Leach. And she'll hand that one off to Hannah Knoll. Knoll around the screen. It's back to Leach. Leach off the fake. The bounce pass inside, and is that going to be a turnover? It is. Faith Owen came up with it. Here's Armstrong racing down the floor, and it's taken away by Knoll. Hannah Knoll trying to finish. No good. And she was fouled. I think they got Gerke for that foul. So now Hannah Knoll will go to the free throw line with a chance to tie the game. She hits the first one. Hannah Knoll is up to 8 points so far. A 9-0 run by the Hornets, answering the 18-0 run by the Railroaders early in this game. Offensive rebound, Nyson along the baseline. A catch and shoot by Knoll for the lead, no good. Battle for it on the deck, and traveling is the call. Morgan Ostrowski picked up the ball and then fell to the ground, and that is traveling. 1:15 to go in the first half. Bob Lapidote, not sure if he was unhappy with the call or unhappy with Ostrowski going to the deck with the ball like that. Nyson on the drive to the basket, feeds it to the baseline, and that's traveling. Check that was Peppel who fed it to Nyson. But either way, it's a turnover by the Hornets, and now the Railroaders will look to answer this 9-0 run that Angola has put together. Got a minute left to go in this first half. Armstrong across the timeline. She's picked up by Knoll. Little shot fake there by Faith Owen. Armstrong has a good look from three. In and out. Offensive rebound. Gerke leans in. No good. Knocked away, out of bounds. Garrett ball. 44.9 to play in the half. Now Garrett could hold for the final shot, but there being 44.9 seconds, and again, no shot clock to worry about. They get it into Owen. And Knoll came out to contest. Garrett went on an 18-0 run after falling behind 10-2. Angola has gone on a 9-0 run in response to that, and that's what got us to this 2019 score that we have. Owen trying to get the pass away. She does. That's Bailey Kellum who's got it inside 20 seconds to play. Looks as though Garrett may be holding for the final shot of the first half. Nearly stolen away. Armstrong able to prevent Knoll from getting the steal. Left-hand shot by Gerke. That's a blocking foul, and Gerke will go to the line. The foul is called on Megan Nyson, and with 7.5 to go, Taylor Gerke is at the free throw line. And Gerke's able to knock down the free throw. Gerke's got 4 points in the game so far. She hit a 3 earlier tonight. And she will go 1 for 2 on this trip. 6 seconds left. The Hornets have to hurry and get a shot off. If they get across the court, they do. Lauren Leach had that one blocked, and the putback was not in time. Tyra Stillman couldn't get it off before the buzzer sounded. Didn't make the shot anyway, and we've got a 21-19 lead for Garrett here at the half. And we will get a quick word in from our sponsors that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it's game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to ParkviewSportsMedicine.com. 21-19, Garrett with the lead over Angola. We'll be back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
You see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Keep it 100. Like it.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care, and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
21-19, Garrett with the lead over Angola. We are at halftime. It's been a game of runs so far. We'll talk more about that after we get a word in from our sponsors that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team, specialized in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they're trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury. Our experts coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities in our community. To start your journey, visit us at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, Angola took a 10-2 lead in the first quarter, but then Garrett went on a run to make it 12-10 at halftime, and actually that run was an 18-0 run that gave them a 20-10 lead. Angola was able to answer starting midway through the second quarter, 21-19 the score right now. They went on a 9-0 run. Garrett did get the final basket of the first half. A free throw coming towards the end by Taylor Gerke. She went 1 for 2 on a trip to the free throw line after a turnover was forced by the Railroaders. We'll take a look at the first half statistics for you. First for the Railroaders, they're the visiting team on the scoreboard, even though this is their home court. Morgan Ostrowski, the leading scorer, with 9 points for the Railroaders. Bailey Kellum has 5. Taylor Gerke has 4. Faith Owen has 3. For the Hornets, their leading scorer is Hannah Knoll with 8. Lauren Leach has 3. Tyra Stillman has 3. Riley Pepple has 3. And Megan Nyson has 2. We'll go ahead and get one quick word in from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine before we go any further. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team, specialized in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they're trying to get better at what they do or recovering from injury. Our experts coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities in our community. To start your journey, visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com. A couple updates on some of the other games going on, some of the other sectional championship games going on. An update from Andrew Wiss. He's got Snyder versus Carroll. Snyder's winning that game with the fourth quarter starting. 60-55 is the score there. Tim Atkinson, he's got Southside versus Homestead. That's over at Columbia City. And Southside's got the lead at halftime, 24-9 over there at Columbia City. One more quick word from our sponsors before we go any further. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We are the area's largest integrated sports medicine team, providing athletes specialized services from improving their performance to recovering from injury. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. We'll be back after this 2-minute break. You're watching high school basketball on Summit City Sports.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
21-19 in favor of the Garrett Railroaders, but Angola went on a 9-1 run to close out the first half. Had the momentum there in the second portion of that quarter. Second quarter, that is. That three ball no good, but Leach chases down her own miss. Some shades of Larry Bird there. He chased down a missed free throw in his career. It's a pretty famous moment in his career. Of course, Larry Bird, what a great athlete he was. As Knoll backs this one out, puts up the jumper, and it comes up short. And that's turned right back over. Gerke threw it right to Leach. Caswell, Johnny on the spot to prevent the turnover. Leach, against two defenders, kicks it back outside. Peppel backs it out. Over to Leach. She's got Knoll posting down low. And Lowe works it back outside. Peppel on the drive. Tough shot, no good. Faith Owen comes down with the rebound. She'll get this one across the timeline. Kellum back outside to Peppel. Gerke looking to get inside. And she walked. Hannah Knoll will bring this one across the timeline. 6.5 to play. And a feed over to Nyson. Shot fake by Leach. Leach off the fake. Drives the basket. Looking to kick it back out. She's got Knoll out on the wing. And gets it up to Nyson instead. Leach wants to feed it inside. Haven't had a made basket yet here in the quarter. Angola crowd wanting Caswell to go ahead and shoot that. She had an open look. She's got another open look here, but she'll again forego the shot. It's not that Caswell can't make three balls. They get it to her on the inside here, and that shot's no good. Nyson got fouled. Check that. That's Stillman, Tyra Stillman, who got fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. 5:49 to play. And that free throw is good. Bigger part, that actually was Nyson who got fouled, and now she can tie the game. And she does. Megan Nyson with a pair of free throws. And Angola has evened the score after they were down 20-10. Had to weather that 18-0 run put together by the Railroaders. Feed inside to Ostrowski, and she gets fouled from behind. Gerke trying to put it in play. Lofts it in to Kellum. Tough pass, tough catch. Kellum's able to make the grab, but couldn't hit the shot. And Lauren Leach there for the rebound. She finds Stillman up the floor. Stillman goes back outside to Caswell. Knoll drives. Caswell left open. She'll put up the three. Got it. This time Caswell, little hesitation whatsoever, and she comes through. Caswell with her first three of the game. And the lead for Angola, 24-21. Entry pass inside to Ostrowski. Kellum trying to tie it. No good. And here comes Peppel back down the floor. Wanted to leave it off for Caswell. Lost the ball. It was knocked out by Garrett. Peppel looked like she was walking back the other way, thinking that should have been... Yeah, that is going to be Garrett basketball. 24-21 as Owen looks to put it in play. Finds Gerke. Gerke will get this one across the timeline. She's picked up by Stillman. Inside to Kellum, leaning in, puts it home. Tough shot by Bailey Kellum. And Garrett gets their first basket of the second half. Kellum's up to 7 points for the game. She's the Railroaders' second leading scorer for this matchup. Over to Leach. Drive to the basket by Caswell. Tough shot off the glass, no good. Ostrowski goes up to grab the board. Owen feeds it over to Gerke. Gerke swings it to the corner for Kellum. Owen gets it to Ostrowski. Swings it back over to Kellum. Kellum trying to use the baseline. And work it back around to Kellum. Kellum off the fake. Owen leaning in, no good. Here comes Knoll back across the timeline. Knoll, the step back jumper, left it short. Rebound pulled down by Gerke. Got just over 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Gerke, the late feed over to Kellum. Looked for a second like Gerke might do it all herself, but Kellum rattles home the three ball. Bailey Kellum hits her second three of the game. She's up to 10 points in the lead for the Railroaders. Stillman was thinking about firing a three ball there. Leach, she's going to fire a three, but that comes up short. Offensive rebound, though, by Stillman. They wanted Caswell to shoot that ball. She was open. And she's open again. This time she will shoot it, but could not connect. Ostrowski with the rebound, and she fires a pass over to Natalie Armstrong. Ostrowski gets inside, spins around, left it short. Stillman bringing it across the timeline. Two minutes to go. Knoll gets inside. Contested shot, no good. Kellum across the timeline. Feeds that one over to Owen. Armstrong from the corner. That's no good, and the rebound is pulled down by Knoll, and she's fouled from behind. Taylor Gerke knocked her on the arm. That's going to be the second foul of the half against Garrett. Last 5 points belong to the Railroaders, but the Hornets have a chance to tie it here at 26 apiece. Each team has scored just 5 points in this second half so far. Leach lost her footing and got fouled. Kellum was running down the floor for a transition opportunity, and she thought she had the turnover. They call that foul on Ostrowski, and that's the second straight foul against the Railroaders. Their third foul of the half so far. Comes with 1:38 to go. And is that a 5-second? No. Nick Burlingame got the timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, and we'll take one right along with him here on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
(26-24). Garrett with the lead over Angola with 1:38 to play. Each team has scored 5 points in this second half. Garrett has committed back-to-back fouls. And on one of those, Bailey Kellum was looking for a transition bucket. Thought she had a turnover, but instead it was a foul that they called on Morgan Ostrowski. The good news for Garrett is Ostrowski has only committed that one foul so far. She's not in any kind of foul trouble, at least not yet. And a foul called on the shot by Knoll. She'll go to the free throw line. They do call it on Ostrowski. That's her second straight foul. And Knoll is able to hit the free throw. One more, and this game's tied. She's got 9 points so far. And I believe Knoll's only points this half have come from the free throw line. Are we going to get a sub into the game? No, there's nobody at the scorer's table. Second free throw is good. We are tied. Knoll is in double figures. She's got 10 points and a minute and a half to go in this game. Owen. To back outside. That's Kellum. She'll fire a three ball. No good. And Hannah Knoll comes down with the rebound. Knoll gets around the screen from Leach. Leaning in is Caswell, and she gets fouled. They're going to call that one on Taylor Gerke, and that's, I believe, her fourth. It is her fourth. It's the fifth team foul against Garrett. And now Kylie Caswell can give the Hornets the lead. And couldn't hit the free throw. She can still give them the lead on this next one. And that free throw is good. Owen feeds that one off to Kellum. Entry pass, Ostrowski spins around, and she gets fouled. They call the foul on Hannah Knoll. With 53.5 to go, Garrett has a chance to retake the lead. As Gerke tries to get it in, she does to Kellum. Abby Weaver is coming to the game for Garrett. Actually, Gerke's on the bench. That was Armstrong who got it in play. We're down to 43 seconds on the third quarter clock as Kellum will dribble around. Kellum's picked up by Knoll. Knoll backs her all the way to the timeline, but Garrett probably content to take some time off this third quarter clock since we're inside the final minute. And now a timeout had to be called by Bob Lapidote, as Garrett had the basketball. And indeed it was called by Garrett. That's the first timeout they've used in this game. They've got 4 timeouts left. Angola has just 2 left in the game so far. I'll recap you on what's going on here in this game so far. Angola jumped out to a 10-2 lead in the first quarter, but before the quarter ended, Garrett scored 10 unanswered points to take a 12-10 lead just before the end of the quarter. Then they added to that with 8 more points. All in all, it was an 18-0 run. But after that point, Garrett went on a 9-0 run, actually a 9-1 run to close out the first half. They were down 21-19 at halftime, and now they lead at 27-26. But Garrett has a chance to retake the lead on this possession. Nick Burlingame trying to make sure his players are set in the right place. Owen just barely catches that inbound. Another 20 seconds on the clock. Owen kicks it out to Kellum. Here's Abby Weaver on the baseline. Spin move by Kellum, and a foul called before the shot. And they call the foul on Jalen Fee. It's the third team foul against Angola. They've committed 3. Garrett has committed 5. Baseline drive by Kellum. I think the clock started late there. Shot was blocked. It goes out of bounds. Garrett will keep the possession. We've got 9.8 seconds showing on the clock. Ostrowski inbounds it to Owen. Down to 6 seconds. Entry pass into Ostrowski. Kellum for 3. Got it! And the lead for Garrett with the clock waning. That is the end of the third quarter. Bailey Kellum hits a huge 3, and we'll go to the fourth back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com. (29-27), Garrett with the lead as we start the fourth quarter of this championship game of the Class 3A Sectional 21 playoffs. Garrett defeated Leo and Woodland to get to this championship game. Angola, they defeated Concordia and Bishop Dwenger, a couple of teams from the SAC, both coached by longtime head coaches. And Nick Burlingame, in his first season at head coach, would certainly love to take Angola to a sectional championship. Spin move by Ostrowski, and she's fouled. On the shot, she'll go to the line. And they call that foul on number 33, Riley Pepple. 7:38 to go in the game. Ostrowski at the free throw line, trying to extend the lead for Garrett, and she does. Ostrowski's now in double figures. And her second free throw is good. Baseline drive, Caswell, the floater off the glass, no good. Kellum with the rebound. They're going to call her for traveling. Now, she never left her feet. She faked the pass, then pulled the ball back. I don't know if maybe she shuffled the left foot and moved the right. It's the only thing I can think of there. The feet outside goes to Nyson. Caswell gets it inside the paint. Leach the drive, and she's bumped and fouled by Ostrowski. Ostrowski's third foul of the game. It's also the 6th-team foul against the Railroaders. Loose ball. Ostrowski didn't see it. Could have stolen it away, and down to the floor. I think that was Pepple who went to the floor, and I thought Nick Burlingame got the timeout called. And it is going to be Angola basketball. Looked like Burlingame was trying to call the timeout. They're not going to give it to him. That does mean, though, that he has 2 left. There's a baseline drive by Leach, and she feeds it back outside to Hannah Knoll. Knoll, the floater, got it. Big bucket for the Hornets on an elongated possession. They're able to take advantage. Hannah Knoll with 12 points. She tops the total she had last night against Bishop Dwenger. She scored 10 in that game. Owen backs it out. That's Knoll guarding her. Owen able to get by her, finds Armstrong from downtown. No good. Offensive board, Ostrowski. Ostrowski kicks it back outside to Kellum. I'm not sure if Nick Burlingame wanted a traveling call there. Could have gotten one. Owen feeds that one out to Gerke. Swatted away into the hands of Knoll. Knoll racing down the floor against 2 defenders. Couldn't put it in. And Kellum, I think, got fouled on the rebound. Nick Burlingame couldn't believe it. Somebody might have knocked her from behind. They're going to call it on Nyson. And that's the 7th team foul. Or check that, the 5th team foul against Angola. So no free throws here. And into the game comes Tyra Stillman for Nyson. That's her 5th personal foul. She has fouled out of the game. Inbound into Faith Owen. Owen trying to get this across the timeline, and she does. Picked up by Nyson. 6 minutes to play. The floater by Owen, no good. Battle for the rebound is grabbed by Riley Pepple. Pepple racing down the floor. Couldn't put it in, but she gets fouled. That foul takes place with 5:59 on the clock. And a foul called on Bailey Kellum. A couple of free throws coming up for Pepple. And that's Kellum's 4th foul of the game. She could foul out. Free throw rolls in. Nice little shooter's touch for Riley Pepple. She's up to 4 points for the game so far. Her 2nd free throw is good. And we've got a tie ball game. Bailey Kellum gets around the screen from Ostrowski. And that's going to be an offensive foul. If that's Ostrowski, that's her 5th. And it is. She's done for the game. I beg your pardon, that's on Kellum, but it is her 5th. So Bailey Kellum has fouled out of the game. They have to get a sub in for her. She's still on the court. And now Bob Lapidote does dig into his bench. That's Abby Weaver who checks into the game. Bailey Kellum averaging 17 points a game on the season. Her night is done. She has fouled out. She is the leading scorer for this game for Garrett with 13 points. But she has fouled out. There's Caswell from the corner. Again, she was open but chose not to shoot it. Dribbled 3 times before passing it off to Knoll. Been a theme here in this game. Knoll with a long pass over to Caswell. Had some space there, but was a little further away. Knoll, the drive to the basket. That was Pepple, I beg your pardon. The putback no good by Nyson. And Ostrowski comes down with the rebound. 5 minutes to go. Tied at 31, and a foul is called on the drive to the basket. That's going to send Taylor Gerke to the free throw line. Or is it? Thought she was fouled on the shot. It's the 6th team foul. No free throws. They get it into Ostrowski leaning in. She scores. Morgan Ostrowski, the lean-in bucket. And a foul called. No shot. But I believe that's the 9th team foul against the Railroaders, and it'll send Hannah Knoll to the free throw line. With the bucket by Ostrowski, she's up to 13 points. That foul was called on Faith Owen, her 1st, I believe. Check that, her 2nd. Knoll's free throw wouldn't fall. Here's Gerke, loses it on the way to the basket. And now Knoll takes over, trying to beat the pack. Knoll to the glass, she finishes. And that ties the game, and a timeout. I think it was called by Burlingame. That would leave him with only 1 timeout left. We'll see who called the timeout here in just a second. It's a 30-second timeout, and it was indeed Angola. Well, we'll keep it right here for this particular timeout. That leaves the Hornets with just 1 timeout left in the game. Let's take another look at that last sequence. It was an interesting sequence. As Knoll missed the free throw, and Angola suddenly has a chance to get down the floor and perhaps score in transition, but they turn it over. That was actually Knoll who got a hand on the basketball, and she does the rest. The transition bucket to tie the game for Hannah Knoll. She's up to 14 points in the game. Despite the fact that she missed the free throw, you like the stick-to-itiveness. Able to get the rebound, get the steal and then get the bucket on the other end. And we're tied at 33 to go, but some interesting things to point out. Angola has just one timeout left. They have had a player foul out in this game. That's Riley Pepple, who's fouled out. Actually, I beg your pardon, it's Megan Nyson who is fouled out of the game. Pepple's still in. And for Garrett, Bailey Kellum, who scored 13 points in this game, she has fouled out. They worked the ball outside to Armstrong. Extra pass to Gerke. Owen at the top of the key. We've got 4.5 minutes to play in this game. 33-all here at Garrett High School in this sectional championship game. Gerke from downtown off the mark. And the rebound by Knoll, had a little trouble with it, but she's able to grab it in the end. A screen from Stillman. Knoll, the drive to the basket, the floater, short. Faith Owen backs it out, picked up by Pepple. Hand off to Ostrowski. Drive by Armstrong, kicks it to the corner for Owen. Open three, off the mark, and Ostrowski comes down with the rebound, but she dribbled it off her foot. Off her knee, actually, and it's out of bounds. And the Hornets take over on the turnover. And we remain tied at 33 apiece. Cross-court pass to Stillman. And that's an official's timeout. Did the clock not start running? It's at 3:34 right now. The official is looking up at the clock. Apparently it didn't start running. Well, Bob Lapidote has a word for the official, and it doesn't seem like a cheerful word. They take 1 second off the clock. The clock now shows 3:33. And Hannah Knoll will now put it in play for the Hornets. She gets it in to Pepple. Step back three by Pepple, no good. And Owen there to chase down the rebound. Tied at 33 with 3.5 to go in the game. Owen gets it across the timeline. Railroaders' leading scorer for the season is on the bench. That's Bailey Kellum. She's fouled out of the game. Here's Armstrong on the drive to the basket. Kicks it out to Weaver. Tough shot by Gerke. Wouldn't go, but she's fouled. Taylor Gerke gets herself a trip to the free throw line with 3:07 to play in regulation. And Gerke will shoot a pair of free throws and try to give Garrett the lead. Gerke's free throw is good, and Garrett does indeed take the lead. Gerke has 5 points so far in the game. And she missed the second one. Went for the rebound, but Pepple comes up with it instead. Caswell has a look. Not going to take the shot, though. She had a good look from downtown. Her fans telling her to shoot the basketball. She wouldn't do it. Remember, Angola has just one timeout left. Here's Knoll on the drive, feeds it out. That's Pepple who hits the jumper and the lead for Angola. They're up 35-34. Riley Pepple, the freshman, with the go-ahead bucket. Come up with some big plays in this tournament for the Hornets. She did so in the games against both Concordia and Bishop Dwenger. Spinning in is Weaver. Dribbled it off her leg and out of bounds. Angola was down by 10 points midway through the second quarter. They came back to make it a 21-19 game at halftime. And that was after Angola opened up a 10-2 lead in the early going. They're already without Megan Nyson. She's fouled out of the game, and they've only got one timeout left. But Garrett is without their leading scorer for the season. Bailey Kellum has fouled out of this game. She had 13 points, and again, Caswell was open, and she was fouled. I believe that's the 10th team foul against Garrett, so that would put Caswell at the line for double bonus. And they call the foul on Abby Weaver. A minute 44 left to play. Some crucial free throws coming up for Kylie Caswell. Garrett student section getting loud, trying to distract her, and it might have worked. Caswell, she is a freshman, but she'll get one more try with this being double bonus. That was only Weaver's first foul of the game. Second one is good, and it's a 2-point Angola lead. And we'll see who called the timeout. I think it was called by Angola, so Nick Burlingame just used his last timeout of the game. It's a full timeout. We'll take one with him here on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
36-34, Angola has the lead. They just used their last time out of the game. And they do have one player who's fouled out of the game. That was Megan Nyson, but for Garrett, one of their top players has fouled out of the game. Their top scorer for the season, Bailey Kellum, has fouled out. So she won't be available even if this game does go into overtime until regionals come around, if Garrett does in fact make it to regionals. This is, of course, the championship game of Class 3A Sectional 21 here at Garrett High School. Owen, like she had the look, but defenders did close in. And here's Armstrong on the drive. Left-handed shot, offensive foul. It's going right back to the Hornets. That's just the second foul on Armstrong. And it was an offensive foul, so there won't be any free throws here. Had it not been an offensive foul, that would have put Angola at the line for double bonus. Here's Knoll across the timeline, gets around the screen from Leach. Knoll is picked up by Armstrong. Feed over to Leach, picked up by Ostrowski. We got a minute to go in the game. .57 seconds to play, and Knoll got fouled from behind by Armstrong. And that will put Hannah Knoll at the free throw line for a pair of free throws. It will be double bonus. And for Armstrong, that's her third foul. Committing 2 fouls in a rather short span of time. And Knoll's able to rattle home the first free throw. .15 points for Hannah Knoll. She's averaging 19 points on the season. She had 25 in the first game against Concordia, but that free throw rims out, and it's still a one-possession game. Here comes Gerke across the timeline. I think that was Owen who was calling for it. There's a steal by Stillman. And a foul from behind. Oh, wait a second. A timeout was stolen back by Garrett, and then Bob Lapidote called the timeout. That leaves them with 3 timeouts left, 45.5 left to go, and it'll be interesting to see if Garrett goes with a quick 2 here or holds for the final shot and goes for the game-tying 3. It's a full timeout. We'll take a quick break here on SummitCitySports.com.
Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we have had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OVC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball but call home, look no further than Empowered.
37-34, Angola with the lead, trying to hold on for the victory and claim a championship in the Class 3A Sectional 21 playoffs. Garrett has the ball after Bob Lapidote used the timeout. His team was able to force the turnover after a missed shot, and Armstrong puts it in play. Bailey Kellum is not available. She has fouled out of this game. Owen feeds it to the corner. Armstrong gets it back, and it looks as though Garrett is playing for the game-tying 3. And there's a 3 from the corner. That's off the mark into the hands of Knoll. And there's a foul after the rebound. Caitlin Bergman called for the foul. That's her first. And Knoll will be at the line to shoot 2 free throws. It's the first one, and Angola takes a little step closer to perhaps a sectional championship if they hold on. A 4-point lead, 21.5 to go. Knoll missed that one. Door still open for the Railroaders. Ostrowski trying to hurry across the timeline. She puts up the shot, and she gets fouled with 14.9 to go. Now, Ostrowski had Bergman on the other side of the floor. Couldn't get the ball to her, but Ostrowski does get a trip to the free throw line. And you're not really in a situation where you need to miss intentionally here. You kind of have to hit both of these to make this a 2-point game. And Ostrowski is able to put that one in. $14 points for Ostrowski. She hits both of them. 38-36. And a timeout taken by Bob Lapidote. I believe that leaves him with 2 timeouts left in the game. So now the situation for Garrett is you're going to have to go for the steal on the inbound, and if you don't get it, you're going to have to foul quick. You can't waste a lot of time because Angola, as soon as they get the inbound, they're probably looking at, if anything, just get the ball across the timeline to avoid a 10-second violation. That's got to be the first priority here for Angola. Don't wait around hoping for Garrett to foul. You got to get the ball across the timeline. Because if you don't, there is 14.9 seconds on the clock. You can't run the clock out in the backcourt, otherwise that would be a 10-second violation. And Garrett will get the ball back. Angola is out of timeouts, so they basically need to use this timeout to figure out what kind of play they want. Garrett does have a timeout, but they can't use it while Angola has the basketball. Angola is in the double bonus, so any foul by Garrett here would mean 2 free throws. That was a bounce pass, it looked like, behind the line. Now, there was a foul called after the inbound, but I tell you what, I think that was Hannah Knoll who made the bounce pass, or rather Leach who made the bounce pass to Hannah Knoll, and she caught it behind the baseline. Ball bounced behind the baseline. It looked like a regular old pass as opposed to, you're allowed to run behind the baseline. That was kind of crafty there on Angola's part as Leach is able to hit the free throw, make it a 3-point game. She hits the next one. She may not necessarily put the game out of reach, but she's going to put a lot of pressure on Garrett, and she hits it. Lauren Leach hits back-to-back free throws. She's up to 5 points for the game. Garrett's got to hurry. Armstrong got to get it off. She does. That three ball is off the mark. And Knoll comes up with a loose ball. Now she doesn't have to get the ball across the timeline. She was fouled. Angola is celebrating. The clock shows 0. That's the end of the game. The Angola Hornets are the champions of Class 3A Sectional 21. After losing in the second round of last year's sectional and making a change at head coach with Brandon Appleton taking over as the boys basketball coach at Angola, taking over for Ed Bentley, Nick Burlingame comes in, takes over as the head coach at Angola, and leads the Hornets to a sectional championship. And in a back-and-forth game, the Hornets able to get the victory, and they'll be presented with the trophy here shortly. Before any of that happens, we will come back after this break. You're watching sectional basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation.
Well, Garrett has been presented with Angola has been presented with the trophy here at Garrett. Angola is the sectional champion in Class 3A Sectional 21. First-year head coach Nick Burlingame, formerly a boys basketball coach at Lakeland, leads Angola to the sectional championship game, and they defeat the defending champion Garrett Railroaders. The defending sectional champion Garrett Railroaders from last year when the sectional took place at Concordia. The sectional takes place here at Garrett this year. A lot of sectionals with different locations. Now we'll get you a quick update on one of our other sectionals. A game at Snyder. Carroll defeated Snyder in the sectional championship game 81-71. It was 60-55 with the fourth quarter about to start, but that was with Snyder having the lead, but it's Carroll who wins that game. And here in this one, in a back-and-forth game, the Angola Hornets knock off the Garrett Railroaders by a score of 40-36, and I think they're calling some of the fans and some of the students down to, I don't know if they're trying to celebrate with them or... But the Angola players are getting team pictures right there on the Garrett logo as they celebrate a sectional championship. They'll cut down the nets here shortly. We'll talk a little bit about how this game unfolded. Angola started out with a 10-0 lead. That was in the first quarter. Then Garrett came all the way back to take the lead. They actually went on an 18-0 run that extended into the second quarter. Made it 20-10, but Angola pushed the deficit down to 2 before the half came to an end. They were down 21-19 at the end of the first half. The teams continue to go back and forth in the second half, and Angola ends up closing it out in the end as Nick Burlingame, the first-year head coach for the Hornets, will celebrate a sectional championship and a great game put together by Hannah Knoll. She was the leading scorer for Angola. She had 16 points in the game, the only Angola player to score in double figures in this one. A quick look at the stats. Riley Peppel finished with 7 points. Lauren Leach and Kylie Caswell with 5. Megan Nyson with 4. Tyra Stillman with 3. That's the students who are in the student section for Angola coming out to celebrate with the Hornets and their sectional championship. Now for Garrett, their leading scorer was Morgan Ostrowski with 15. Bailey Kellum had 13. Tyler Gerke with 5. And Faith Owen with 3. Well, with this sectional championship, Angola moves on to regionals. They will play in regionals at Belmont, part of the Class 3A regionals. They'll feed into the the Belmont sectional, along with the champions of the Newcastle, Norwell, and Twin Lakes sectionals. And I believe that's, I think that's Nick Burlingame holding up. No, that's not Nick Burlingame. He's being interviewed right now by some of the local news networks. We'll have the cutting of the nets in just a matter of moments. Angola celebrates a sectional championship here on SummitCitySports.com. Back after this.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
40-36, the Angola Hornets, sectional champions here at Garrett High School. They defeat Garrett in the championship of the Class 3A Sectional 21 playoffs. Nick Burlingame, the first-year head coach, leads Angola to the victory, and it was a back-and-forth game as Angola was down by 10 in the second quarter. They actually were held scoreless for the first 4 minutes of the quarter, but came all the way back to cut the deficit down to 2, actually cut it down to 1 briefly, but they were down 2 at halftime, but took the lead in the second half and held on for the victory. Cutting of the nets will take place shortly, and we'll be back after a couple minutes of this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
About the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Well, welcome back. Angola has defeated Garrett 40-36 in the championship game of the Class 3A Sectional 21 playoffs. It's time to award our Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game. Hannah Knoll was the Hornets' leading scorer with 16 points in this game, the only player to average double figures. She played great all the way throughout this tournament. 3 straight double figures games, and she's going to be our Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game. They're going to have the cutting down of the nets here in just a brief moment, and it looks like they'll hand things off. I think that's Megan Nyson who's going to cut down the first, or going to cut the first of the net. A lot of net to cut, and she's starting at the bottom there. We'll see what order these girls go in. Nyson had some good plays in this tournament, and looks like Riley Pepple's going to be next. She came up with several good plays. She's a freshman, an athlete who certainly seems to have a bright future in the next couple of years to come. And this Angola team, they don't have a whole lot of seniors, not even in the starting lineup. The only 2 seniors in the starting lineup were Megan Nyson and Hannah Knoll, but there is Riley Pepple. Pepple puts in 7 points tonight. Hustled after loose balls, came up with some big shots, and that was really the case all throughout the tournament. So it certainly seems as though Pepple has a bright future here at Angola. And again, Angola will go to the Belmont sectional, and they'll meet the champions of the sectionals. They'll go to the Belmont regional, and they'll meet the champions of the sectionals at Newcastle, Norwell, and Twin Lakes. Regionals will take place next week, and basically for regionals, you're looking at a 3-game Saturday. Now, Angola won't have 3 games. The most they'll have is 2. But if they win in the first round, in the semifinal round, they'll go on to the championship round later that night. The semifinal rounds will be about 10 a.m. and 12 p.m., and then the championship game takes place about 7:30. Gives the athletes a little bit of time to rest their bodies in between games, get a bite to eat. So I'm sure that whoever wins that semifinal game will certainly appreciate that break in between games. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Garrett High School. The Angola Hornets are champions of the Class 3A Sectional 21 playoffs. They're off to the championship game. They're off to regionals in Belmont. For now, for my camera operator, Joe Hacker, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Garrett High School. You've been watching high school sectional basketball here on SummitCitySports.com.
About the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life. at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in business.